No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. That's deep. I mean, those are some damn bars. You ever think about that? Nobody could make you feel inferior without your consent. Basically meaning people treat you the way you allow them to. I remember when I first met my wife. We were kind of dating. I was in love. We were already telling each other that we loved each other. And I think we had been together maybe 4 or 5 months, going on 6, something like that. She had just got her own apartment. And now it came down to the question, what's the next step? Where do we go from here? I thought boyfriend and girlfriend, like actual titles, were a lock. Literally, how could they not be? Like, we're spending a lot of time together. We're telling each other we love each other. We get along. So I'm thinking I'm a shoo-in to be some boyfriend material. So finally, we have the talk, and it's me initiating it because I think to myself, like, I don't necessarily feel that I'm getting the same vibes from her. I am in a way, but I don't feel like they're equal. So I say, you know, we got to talk about this.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
And I also feel that she's uneasy, like she doesn't necessarily want to have this conversation. It's almost like roles reversed. You usually think the guy in this situation would be like her, and then I'm acting like the girl in this situation. You know what I'm talking about? Let's talk about her feelings. And she's like, bruh, chill. Yeah, I'm delicate. I'm a flower. All right? Can I be a flower? Shit.
You are my sunshine!
At least at this time in my life. All right, so anyway, what I'm trying to say is we have the conversation, and I tell her how I feel, and I tell her what I want, and I ask her if she feels the same way. She looks at me, and I could see, I don't know if you call it disappointment or just maybe just sadness in her eyes, and she's like, I really don't want that. I don't feel like I'm ready for that. I would like things to just stay the same. Meaning, let's just keep doing this. We'll play relationship. You know, we'll tell each other we love each other. We'll hang out sometimes. Kind of want to keep my options open. You know, both of us should. Let's just keep doing this, whatever this is, and I don't know why I keep doing this shit. But because I was already in the spot, me personally, that I was like, no, I love this girl, and I think you know that, I have to dip. I can't do this. Because a lot of guys that I know would have just taken that and been like, okay, well, I'll just take this. Because when you fall for somebody that hard, you'll take whatever they can give you. Right? You'll settle for it because you like them and you're committed to that. And you're like, I don't know if I could do any better than this. So you'll take shit. You'll take leftovers. Now, that's not necessarily me saying she was treating me like shit, because let's be real, the more I looked back on it, because originally, I'm not gonna lie, I was mad because I didn't get what I wanted. But the more I looked back on it, I was like, well, at least she was honest. She could have lied, or she could have strung me along even more and just kind of played me, knowing damn well she didn't feel that way, but at least she was honest. She told me straight up what she wanted, so I actually respect that. I mean, how could you not, right? But then going back to this, what I was trying to say is, like, a lot of people would have just negotiated their self-worth. They would have just like, okay, well, I'll take that, because you want this thing, you want this person so bad that you're willing to make yourself an option in a way. Matter of fact, it reminds me of this quote. I read this quote not too long ago. I was able to look it up. It is from Mark Twain. Never allow somebody to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. Damn, ain't that some bars? Check that out. Never allow somebody to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. It's not equal. It's not equal at all. And that's why I left.
So let me just say this. I'm done.
And I told her straight up, we didn't fight, we didn't argue or raise our voices. It was just depressing. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do this, because I know what's gonna happen is, since we're not equal here, one of us is gonna get hurt, and it's probably gonna be me, because I'm gonna see you eventually with another guy, or casually doing this, and then talking to me on a Wednesday, talking to them on a Friday, and it's not gonna fly with me. I can't do that. Now, if we weren't in love and this was just a thing, then that's a different story, but we were already at this level for me. So I was like, I don't want to, I can't do this. So I said, let's just be friends. And it took everything in me, y'all, because I wanted her still. And she said, are you sure? We could literally just keep doing this. I was like, no, we can't keep doing this because we done crossed the line. So let's just be friends, and I'm sorry, I gotta go. This happened, and then somehow down the line, we got together again 4 years later, but that's a whole nother story. What I'm trying to say is, at this point, I had to take a stand and I had to bounce, because I wasn't able to allow myself, which is a good thing, right? I would not allow myself to be compromised, which is the main point of all of this, right? Like going back to the quote where it's like, nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. A lot of times we compromise, and it's our own self-worth. Like we have this idea of what we're worth or what we can get based on, trauma, or based on just life experiences or what other people told us, and we chose to believe that this is probably the best I can get. I've seen people cheated on. I've seen people physically abused, and they constantly stay in the damn relationship. They don't leave. It's almost like they're addicted to the chaos, and obviously there's different reasons, but a lot of it is because their own self-worth has been compromised. They literally believe either they deserve it or they can't do no better. There's no way, right? I can't. This one right here is such a prize. She or he is such an award. Surely I'm not gonna find any better, so I'll just put up with it. And maybe they change. Hopefully they change. Sometimes they say they're gonna change, so I'll just keep doing it. I'll just keep being a damn emotional punching bag. And instead of showing our significant other or this person, how we're to be treated, we let them tell us how we're to be treated, and we accept it. We accept it because we don't want to be alone, or we want this love, this relationship that we thought. You heard the saying a lot that, oh, you're not in love with me, you're in love of the thought of me. I've heard that a few times in relationships that I've been in, and most times I would always be like, it's bullshit, don't say that. I'm not in love with the thought, I'm in love with you. But let's be real, sometimes it is just the thought of this happily ever after that we think we're so close to, so why not stick in it? Why not stay here and put up with some bullshit because we're so close to getting it, so why not just stay here? Because if I leave, I'm gonna have to start over, and Lord forbid, I might not come close ever again. When in reality, you staying in it makes you further away from that happily ever after than you've ever been before. But it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't seem like it when you're on the inside, right? When you're actually the one in the relationship, because you're the one that has the feelings. I remember a couple of times, man, I've been in a few relationships in my time. Like I said, I'm in my late 40s now. I want to say there was about 2 times I can remember that I was cheated on. And then one in particular, maybe even 2, where I just felt like I wasn't treated as an equal. And every time I bounced. Now, every time it was sad, every time it hurt, there was even the first one, my first marriage. The only reason why I bring that up is because I feel like I've been in enough scenarios to know that at the end of the day, there's no good excuse. Because a lot of times we use these excuses, well, I'm only doing it for the kids, right? I'm only doing it because she knows all my family and my family really likes her, or this guy right here, he sucks, but he's nice in these other areas. He may have cheated on me or may, do this, but he does these things over there. We justify it. And that's the only reason why I bring up my past relationships, because I feel like I've been in enough situations to know there's literally never a good excuse to compromise your own self-worth. This attitude of my self-worth and us like teaching people how to treat us, that's not entitlement. That's not a elevated attitude or anything like that. It's literally the bare minimum. We deserve to be treated as equals. That's literally the bare. The damn bar is set so low. I remember I used to tell my daughter when she started dating, I was like, listen, I got a low ass, just bring me a boy that don't got the pants sagging to his ass, tattoos on his face, and will sort of pop cussing and smelling like weed and shit. Just bring me a regular gentleman, just a regular kid. Say, yes, sir, glad to meet you, shake my hand. That's all I want. You know how low that bar is? That's a low ass bar, but I just want a decent kid for you. That's what I'm saying. And she would be like, oh my God, Dad, I get it. But literally, the bar is low. Like if we can't get that, if we can't get to the point where others are prioritizing us the way we prioritize them, then what the hell are we even doing? It's literally the bare minimum to be treated like an equal. That's the ridiculous thing, right? Like we just want to be treated like equals, and you deserve that. I don't care who you are watching this, you absolutely deserve that. Don't ever accept disrespect, not even from yourself. Because a lot of that stems from self-disrespect as well. We have this weird outlook or self-reflection where we look in the mirror and see something like, maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe this was all I deserve to get. So I'll kind of stay here. And in return, you're essentially disrespecting yourself, and there you're creating a space where others are gonna disrespect you as well. With all that being said, y'all, real talk, I know it sucks, and I know it's hard, And I know it feels like impossible, especially when you think like I'm getting older, I don't want to start again. But we can't accept anything less. Like I said, this is the bare minimum. Maybe one thing if I was like, oh, they need to be this, and this, and this, and it was all this impossible list. I get that, and I think people are crazy to do that nowadays. But this is what we're talking about right here, the bare minimum. To be treated like an equal. You cannot receive anything less. Don't ever let anybody disrespect you, not even yourself. There it is one more time, beautiful people. Thank you for joining me. I feel like I had to get this off my chest because I was literally going for a walk the other day and I was just kind of thinking about all these things and I was like, I've seen and heard too many damn stories. Just too many horror stories of people hanging on to these hopes and in return, abuse or a broken relationship that they're camouflaging to look like it's actually something happy. You know that meme where it's like, I'm happy for you, but it's like it's a happy face on the outside, but behind you can see it's somebody crying. That's what a lot of us are doing with our relationships. And I feel like we deserve so much better than that. So if anybody can take anything away from this video, thank you guys for watching one more time on this reality check. I'm so happy that we're doing this series. If you comment, I promise I will take the time to respond to you. And I'll do my best to post another video in about 2 days. So see y'all soon. Love you forever. And as always, I don't know what it is, but I know somehow, some way, it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.